seminar, you understood that by design it was created to talk more about these digital concerns from the lens of rights and freedoms and liberalism, which was thankfully also right up the alley of everyone here.
The seminar treats each and every individual as an expert. It's really built on good discussions on different topics that are truly relevant, not only in individual contexts, but experiences that we share and we continue to face in each and every context we have.
While the debates inside the plenary have been very passionate, the friendships that are built outside of the workshop, like in the bar or during excursions, are really very intimate, and you find people really building true friendships.
We're part of a group of 23 representatives from various countries around the world. We're here to talk about safeguarding freedoms in the digital world.
First day, we started with a discussion on liberalism. We talked about issues on the rule of law, which is a very contentious issue in the Philippines.
For the second day, we started off with a quick discussion, not very quick, and very intense discussion on the right to property, how it dovetails into the idea of the right to self-ownership and individual right. In the afternoon, we got split into groups. My group discussed personal data and data privacy.
Our group answered the crucial question of should we accord more robust protection on intellectual property, and of course, GELIX group, who is behind the camera right now, talked about this new technology called blockchain. But tomorrow,
something else to look forward to. It's a working excursion to Dusseldorf and then on to Cologne. Yesterday morning, we talked about cybersecurity and cybercrime. In the afternoon, we shifted to discourse on privacy, and it's been very intense because the format here is that they break us up into groups and we get to talk about it in a more intimate setting, and then we get to hear about experiences at length of all of the other participants and fellows here. This morning, we talked about freedom of expression, which was a great talk too, because one of the things that's fairly evident is that you don't have to be a digital expert to participate in the discussions, but the idea is everything is connected to the implications of these technologies of the digital world, to our freedoms, our individual liberties, our individual agency. We'll be having a Berlin leg tomorrow up until Tuesday, where we will be meeting experts and a few other dignitaries here in Germany.
We're a few days into the discussions on safeguarding freedom in the digital world. Questions such as how do you define cybercrime? How do you enforce it? And even questions on how do you make sure that these pieces of legislation are not being abused? And these are critical questions that we need answers, especially that these are legal instruments that are being used oftentimes to repress freedoms.
There are two things that stand out in my mind. One is the debate about net neutrality that happened just today, where it was obvious that certain issues that concern the global south don't necessarily translate that well. And the other memorable experience was talking about blockchain.
The degree might be high or low in some cultures, but there is a need to privacy, and internet sometimes endangers or jeopardizes this privacy. And so I was really inspired by this idea that things can be better in this context.
I really believe that these skills that I've learned here, they need to be taught, they need to be spread. People need to understand their digital data and you know how it can be a property and how it needs to be protected with rights and laws.
I think this is the importance, is to take such an information, such a technical information, and give it to the people that has nothing to do with such a subject. Well, freedom is an open fight, and you'll never lose it if you believe it.
I believe that most of us share the core value which is liberal, but somehow, even though we have different spectrums of idea, ranking from social liberal to like libertarians, but I think that's beautiful that we can learn from each other, and we still stand firm on our ground that what really want to see the world